Let's talk about Airbnb. My name is Caitlin. I'm an American living in Portugal, and I refuse to use Airbnb. It's really bad. And I'm not talking about all of these stories of dissertation length chores for checkout on top of multi-hundred dollar cleaning fees. Putting all of that nonsense aside, it's still really bad. And if you don't know why, consider yourself very lucky. Airbnb is wildly detrimental to housing markets around the world. Luckily, some cities have stepped in and they've made regulations on things like Airbnb and other short-term letting, but unfortunately, that hasn't happened everywhere. So let's back up. Why is it so bad? Because it's taking housing away from locals. Okay, but does that mean that all tourism is bad? And if it isn't, then where should a tourist stay? No, I don't believe that all tourism is bad, and there are lots of hotels. Those are great places to stay. Hotels are purpose-built and zoned. They are not meant for long-term housing for local residents. They are meant for tourists. They are meant for short-term rentals. Here in Stubal, the housing market is rough. It is very difficult to find a rental. It is also very difficult to buy, but that's a separate question. But to put all of this into like a real life what's happening, I have a friend who lives in a nice little apartment by herself downtown, and she has a fairly affordable rate for rent. And she is very nervous that when it comes to the end of her contract, which is soon, that the rent is going to be raised to such a number that she's not going to be able to afford it. And she believes that the reason why that will happen is that the landlord will want to push her out because the other 2 of the 3 units in her building are being used as Airbnbs. So she will lose a place to live, and she will very likely, if that happens, have to leave the city. Now, I know that the feisty amongst you are going to come and get in those comments and tell me that I am the problem with the housing market. First, check your anti-immigrant sentiment. But second, remember that I have not taken a housing opportunity away from somebody who is using it long-term. Where I bought, I live.